what's worked with you in OKRs and anything that you practice in the context of your sales, marketing, product teams that you could talk about?
Yeah. So I think it's very important. OKRs is an evolving exercise in many different ways, because when the team is small, it's easier to do it. It's easier to make sure that company goal is matching the OKR of the like new hire on the team, the last person who joined the team, right? As you become big, it's tough to govern to ensure that it may be happening, but I actually don't know. I can't guarantee that it is happening, right? So matters. I think what is the most powerful that we're trying to hold on to within the company is to keeping it extremely simple, and being able to communicate at every level what is the company's mission this year. Can we write it down in terms of one number? Like really force yourself to do that. And then there are three things that will get us to that, and force yourself to write the third and not the fourth. In which case you're actually saying that people have asked, but I think we should do 8 things, right? And you say, I agree, but what are the 3 that matter most? And it's very easy for someone to challenge you and say, does that mean that you don't care about this aspect of people management? In which case you look like a really ugly person, right? Like, how are you saying to remove, that fourth, seventh OKR that unfortunately is about culture or people, and it's as important for the DNA of the company. But I think the important thing is to be able to stand up and say, if there are only 3 things that we did this year, I'm okay if these are the only 3 things, right? And if we do these 3 things, we believe number 7 will happen anyway, right? By doing number 7, will we get to 1, 2, 3? May or may not. Right? Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. So being able to say that, I think, is important, and therefore it's not just about saying it, right? You should have thought it through. So while it may always appear that, hey, the first number is a bookings number and the second number is a big logos we need to win, there is a lot that needs to come. Usually we write it in such a way that there is a lot anyway across the org that needs to come together for that number to be met. Like the first time we crack a major US logo, or the first time we do a $3 million deal. You don't just do $3 million deal because one sales guy went and closed a $3 million deal. You do it because everything from product engineering, support of your company, delivery teams, implementation, marketing, everyone came together to give the conviction to the team, to the client, to buy and write that check for you, right? So be thoughtful about them, but you have to, I think the 80-20 effort here is 80% of the effort goes into keeping it to only 3 and the easiest numbers to communicate.
Awesome. Yeah. And I completely agree with you, because OKRs is about prioritization, and that prioritization starts at the top. So what I hear you say is, those 3 things that matter most and with conviction is what, when leadership teams get that piece right, then you can rally the rest of the teams around it. And, the department OKRs, or pods as we call it, becomes a lot more simpler. Awesome to hear this, Yamini. And can you talk about some examples? You spoke about a really good example. And you also spoke about how, bookings and revenues, which are essentially the lag indicators, are something which come obviously in OKRs. But are there any favorite OKRs of yours, which, you always, would love to have, not time and again, but at least in a certain quarter? So anything which is a lead indicator to your business, which you love?
So for us, OKRs, we do write down what the lead indicators of those are. Typically, one of the common OKRs we see year on year, one is definitely either the booking or the ARR number, depending on your life stage, because that's a rally cry in the company. Everyone knows how you're doing based on how far you're from that goal, and whether you're moving towards it or not, right? Definitely, that's a big OKR for us, and it's constant for us. For us, given we were going country by country, from some of the smaller markets to bigger markets, there was always a second OKR on a major breakthrough we needed to do into a market, or a customer, or a kind of customer, like a global MNC across multiple countries, or a massive deal size, or a new market, right? For us, it's important because it's not just about that $1 million booking, but it is to rally the product team to invest in certain kind of features. Like I said, right? the marketing team to build certain kind of capabilities to be able to do account-based marketing or be able to break through a certain geography, etc. So it's many things that need to come together for that OKR to be met. But usually the OKR itself is probably written as a first US logo.
Got it. Yeah.
Right? And that actually requires a massive DNA change in certain functions, the early functions like marketing, sales, etc., which need to get the logo, and GTM teams, etc. Right? So it's written that way because it's a rally cry, because everyone can see whether it has happened or not. It's black and white, and the date happens. We know that we've opened up, we've increased our TAM by 4 times or 5 times, right? So it means a lot for the company. So these are usually things that we see popping up again and again within our OKRs.